Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So, we have to start with increasing soil fertility, isn't it? We are through vaccine.
Yes,
Have you done vaccine? Hello? Have you done vaccine, beta?
No, ma'am.
no, ma'am.
Do you know about vaccine? Okay, then why you said yes,
No,
ma'am?
ma'am.
Before that, the medicinal use of microorganism is over. Do you know anything about
Yes.
medicinal use of microorganisms?
No, yes.
We have finished, beta. We have finished all this. I'm just asking for revision. Whether you know or not, that's why I'm asking. So we are through antibiotics, isn't it? Okay. Now what are vaccines? Whenever any germs, any microorganisms, it attacks us. So we have a mechanism, our body has a mechanism to produce antibodies so that they can attack the invaders or attack the attackers. So body understands who is attacking them and they produce certain antibodies to fight this microorganism if they enter again. So they are identified. We have the mechanism. So what happens is now what we are going to do is like if inactive forms of microorganism like they are dead or passive form of microorganism are already injected into a healthy body, so body starts fighting and kills those germs which enter the body by producing antibodies. Remember, these antibodies are always present in the body whenever it is being attacked. So this is the way the vaccine works. So what is vaccine? Vaccine is the inactive form of microorganism causing diseases. Hope you understood now, beta. So there are different types of diseases like cholera, TB, tuberculosis, smallpox, hepatitis. These can be prevented by giving vaccination. If you remember when you were very small, you were taken to doctors for many types of I said for many types of injections against obviously different types of diseases because children should be protected from all these dangerous diseases because it's lethal, it is very dangerous. Also on TV and newspapers, you must have come across this pulse polio program, isn't it? So either polio drops are given to children or vaccination are given to them, polio vaccination, both. Throughout the world, a campaign has been made against the smallpox, which is actually eradicated, which has been removed from the world. So smallpox, we don't see it happening in any corner of the world. Now vaccines are made in large scale, obviously for microorganisms, so as to give protection to humans as well as animals. Now, Sarah, please explain in short regarding vaccine. Yes, better. Sarah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, please, can you explain what is vaccine? Can anyone? Tamanna?
Ma'am, I was left, so I didn't understand
Yes?
half. So I know some points only.
Okay. You wish me to redo it again?
Ma'am,
Do you want me to repeat?
yes.
Yes, beta? Okay, so no one understood it seems.
Sorry,
So
ma'am.
in short, it is, it's okay. In short, it is the microorganism. Whenever my body is attacked by any microorganism, I fall sick. Yes or no?
Yes.
It's yes, isn't it? Whenever I'm attacked by any microorganism, I fall sick. What I will do? Before
You
being
will
attacked
take
by any microorganism, I will inject myself by
medicine.
inactive, the same inactive microorganism or dead microorganism. So I am injecting myself with dead or microorganism. So what my body does, my body identifies that there is some invasion, there's some attack by by XYZ microorganism. It doesn't know that it is dead microorganism. You understood now? So what it
Yes.
does, it produces antibodies. My body will start producing antibodies. So I have got a mechanism. My body has already developed a mechanism to produce antibodies against the attack of microorganisms. So this mechanism, this process is known as vaccination. Now this vaccination is actually been given to small children because they are very young. Okay, they don't have what should I say, a immunity to fight against microorganism, and this is the only way that they can be protected by lethal, by dangerous diseases. Understood now,
Yes, ma'am.
children? Nicely.
Yes.
Now we start. We come to how this soil fertility is increased. Now, earlier, I think I've already conveyed in seventh standard as well that rhizobium bacteria, we have come across rhizobium bacteria. What is its function? This rhizobium bacteria are found in the nodules of the leguminous plants. And where are the nodules? They are in the roots. They're on the roots. So, what does leguminous crops do? They are giving shelter to the rhizobium bacteria which are observed in the nodules. And what rhizobium bacteria gives to the plant? It gives nitrogen to the plant. Understood? So it is making the soil rich in nitrogen. So that's why rhizobium bacteria are called as friends of the farmer. So they are helping each other. The plant is helping the bacterium and the bacterium is helping the plant. Okay, and these microorganisms, that's rhizobium bacteria, they are also called as biological nitrogen fixers. There are other blue green algae as well. They are called as cyanobacteria. But they are alga, remember. They can undergo photosynthesis. They can make their food. These are the blue green algae. You can see over here. Can you see better?
Yes, ma'am.
So they can prepare the food as well as fix nitrogen from the atmosphere. This is the second aspect. The third is how does it clean the environment? For example, any animals or any plants die and they are just lie like that. What will happen? The whole surrounding will start smelling. You agree? The dead
Yes.
organism when decomposed, it starts smelling. You know that, right? But do we find smell around us? No.
No.
So what actually is working on them? What actually is working on them? The microorganism. What do? They decompose the dead bodies and mix with the soil. Do you understand better? The same thing
Yes.
happens in the field. Same thing happens in the field. For example, a farmer has got a huge field. Now he has animal waste as well as plant waste. So what he does, he makes a pit and collects all this unwanted stuff and put it in the pit and allow it to decompose on its own. Nature takes its course. So what happens? After some time, this material, the waste material gets decomposed and they get converted to manure, which is highly rich in organic matter. And this manure is used as increasing the crop yield by the farmer. Now we'll do one activity. Take two pots. Okay, it has got soil in the pots. In one pot, you put plant waste. In the second pot, you have to add plastics, glass, okay, polythene sheets. Understood, beta? So add those things. Now my question to you is, what will happen after some time? Say after 15 days you observe, you go and observe these pots. What you can see, what you will find. Whoever wants to give the answer better, first you have to give your name and then give me the answer. Because I ask your name and you don't answer, so it's better if you know the answer, you give your name and go for the answer. Yes, anyone? The question is what you will find after 15 days. Yes? Please do
Ma'am,
not frown.
the first one pot
The first pot,
which
plant
has
waste.
plant waste, it will stay
Yes,
as it is, but the
it will stay
plastic
as it
waste,
is.
huh, but the
Okay?
plastic waste one will be uh, become black and can't grow.
Uh, and do you think what you said is correct, Vita? I just said that if plants and animals die, it gets mixed with the soil. Didn't I say just now?
Yes,
Didn't I say just now, Vita? So how can it stay just like that? Obviously, it will. It is a dead. It is a dead waste. Waste is a dead material, isn't it, Vita? Plant
yes,
waste or animal waste or what it is dead. If I take the leaf out of a plant, for example, what do you think? What is leaf? Leaf is become dead now, isn't it, Vita?
yes,
If it
ma'am.
stays with the plant, then it is alive. But if I pluck a flower, if I take a leaf, it becomes dead, isn't it?
Yes,
So what happens? It mixes with the soil.
soil.
It mixes with the soil, and the microorganisms which are present in the soil, it starts working on, it starts decomposing on leaves, it starts decomposing the leaves, and slowly it gradually it mixes with the soil. Whereas the plastics, the glass pieces, they remain as it is. Why? Because microorganism cannot decompose these articles. Do you understand?
Yes,
So microbes can only act on animals and plant waste, but it cannot act on glass pieces, plastic sheets, and polythene sheets. Do you understand?
yes,
Okay? Now I can give you one more activity. Like if you come across a cow dung, a fresh cow dung, and you just pass by the same path every day, what you will observe is a simple activity I'm talking about. That first day it is fresh, the next day you can see there will form a crust on the top, and on the third day you can see certain insects, grubs, beetles coming out of the cow dung. Have you observed that? On the fourth or fifth day, the size of the cow dung will reduce because it is drying up. On the sixth or seventh day, you can see that it is getting decomposed from the sides. And after some day, you will not see anything. It will get mixed with the soil. Have you observed that anytime? So, what is working on them? Obviously, nature. Nature is working on them because microorganisms are the part of nature. Have you understood, beta? And
Yes.
this is the reason that we don't get any smelly substances around. It's clean. So microorganisms, they clean the environment by decomposing the dead animals and plants and mixing with the soil. Have you understood better, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, yes.
Merchant Sakina and Alvin are trying to join, but they are not joining.
Okay. Nana ma'am, please see to it. Uh, okay. You have conveyed the message. It is recorded better. It will go to Nana ma'am. She is the host, so she will look into it better.
Just
I'm
a
not
minute.
able to do it that way. Yeah. Two girls, they want to join, ma'am. Okay, should I start now, beta?
Yes.
If you have
Yes.
understood, I start with the next topic. Okay.
Yes.
Now we come to harmful microorganisms. What does it suggest? That these microorganisms, they are harming us. They are harmful in many ways. Now, how are they harmful to us? They are causing diseases. What are they doing, beta? They are causing
Causing disease.
diseases to us, that is human beings, to animals as well as plants. So these disease causing microorganisms, they are called as pathogens. What are they called as, beta? They are called as
Pathogen.
pathogens.
Pathogen.
What are they called as, beta? They are called as pathogens.
Pathogen.
Also, sometimes when you take out food from fridge or maybe it is left out by mistake, you get that sour smell suggesting that the food has become spoiled. Have you observed that? Have you ever observed
Yes.
these sort of things? Okay, so one should not have it at all because otherwise you will have food poisoning. Also, your clothes get sometimes those black spots during monsoon. Have you observed that? During monsoon, you get those black spots on the clothes. These are fungal infection. And on leather also, that is leather belts, leather purses, your leather shoes, you get those fungal patches, that white woolly patches. Have you come across better anytime?
Yes.
Yes, during monsoon, during rainy season, all these are caused by microorganisms, that is fungus. So fungus are causing these uh, patches, these woolly patches on the leather goods. Now, one by one, we see what are the disease caused by microorganisms in humans. Now, these microorganisms, which are otherwise known as pathogens, they take entry in our body. How? Let's see one by one. Through our nostrils, through our nostril, that is nose. We breathe through the air, it gets into our body. Second is the water that we drink. And the third is the food that we eat. So these are the three entry points. These are three entry modes of the pathogens to get in our body. Also, if I touch someone, like I'm infected, right? If I touch you, you will get the infection by the direct contact. Understood? So
Yes.
it spreads from an infected person to a healthy person by touching or through air. For example, I'm coughing, and if I'm not putting my kerchief or if I'm not putting my mask on the nose, on the nostrils, obviously the droplets in the air will be inhaled by a healthy person, and the healthy person will become infected. And also water. For example, I have taken a sip of water from a glass, and the same glass is being used by a healthy person. That healthy person will get infected. So that's the reason why we say never give anything what you have eaten. Don't share the same vessel, the same article with the healthy person. Also food. Also food, because my hands, my fingers will have saliva. When it goes into a mouth, the saliva will touch my fingertips. And again, when I touch it and the other healthy person shares the same food with me, the healthy person will be infected. These sort of diseases, by the contact, they are known as communicable diseases. What are they known as, beta? Communicable diseases. Now, examples of these diseases are cholera, the common cold. Just now I said that I sneezed, I coughed, and I got a common cold, and I'm sitting next to you. After 2 or 3 days, even you will have common cold. Because these are communicable diseases. Then chicken pox and tuberculosis. So when I sneeze, if I've got common cold, when I sneeze, so through my nostrils, what happens with the pressure, with the force, the air as well as droplets which are having those virus, they get mixed with the environment. And you may be at the one corner of the room. This will travel to you and you will inhale the air. The virus will enter your body and will start multiplying. And it will attack your body. So this is how it is communicated from one infected person to a healthy person. Now we are going to talk about carriers. Now what are called as carriers? Now there are certain insects as well as animals which are behaving as carriers of disease causing microbes. One such carrier is housefly. What housefly does? It sits on all dirty materials, maybe garbage or excreta, right? So these germs, these pathogens, they get attached, they get stuck to their legs or their wings. And when these flies, they sit on the food which are left uncovered, whatever pathogens are sticking to the legs will transfer to the good food. And what happens? The good food gets contaminated with the pathogen. You do not know, remember, you do not know what has happened when the fly has come and when the fly sat on the food, when the food got contaminated. You do not know, you are unaware of it. But this is the process which is happening always. And when you eat, you get the food poisoning. You start vomiting. This is the first example. The second example of a carrier is the female Anopheles mosquito. We know that these mosquito, they are the carriers of parasite of malaria, that is a protozoan. The third one is Aedes mosquito, which is a carrier for dengue virus. These are the female Anopheles mosquito. You can see over here. Now, how to control the population of mosquitoes? Just one simple precaution that we have to take is keep your environment clean and dry. That's all. Because we know that mosquitoes always breed in water. They need water to multiply. Breeding is multiply, reproduction. So we should not allow water to collect anywhere near about. So you have to keep your surroundings dry and prevent these mosquitoes from multiplying. And that's how we can control the spread of malaria. This is a tabular form. This is table which is given, which is caused by microorganisms, diseases which are caused by microorganisms. First one is TB, tuberculosis, by bacteria through air, measles by virus through air, chickenpox again by virus through air or contact, polio by virus through air and water. So what has to be done? We have to keep the patient in isolation. And also, his personal belongings should be kept away from the others. And again, vaccinations should be given at proper time. The next one is cholera by bacteria through water or food, typhoid by bacteria through water. Same way, personal hygiene has to be maintained, and the place where you are put in has to be very clean. You have to use properly cooked food, and also the drinking water should be boiled. And the third is vaccination at a proper age. Hepatitis B caused by virus through water. You have to drink boiled drinking water. Again, vaccination has to be given. Next one is malaria by protozoa through mosquito. So, how to prevent malaria spreading? Again, you have to use mosquito net and mosquito repellents. And wherever, if at all, you find that there is some pools of water, you have to spray insecticides so that you can control the breeding of mosquitoes. Understood? So these are the, I think I will ask you to remember. You have to ask you to learn by heart later, not now. So in short, you have understood the microorganism, how they harm us. Now we will see the macroorganisms which are harming animals, which are causing disease to animals. So humans we have observed, now we will talk about animals. First one that we are going to talk about is anthrax. It causes disease in human as well as cattle. And who is causing this anthrax disease, Vita? It is caused by bacterium. There's another disease which is known as foot and mouth disease. It is again caused to cattle by virus. Okay, so two diseases that we are going to mention in animals. One is anthrax, that is by bacterium, and the other one is foot and mouth disease by virus. Now the other one is plants. The macroorganisms which are causing disease in plants. So they cause diseases in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, and fruits as well as orange, apple. What actually is happening whenever the plants are diseased? What happens? Automatically, you should give the answer as that obviously the yield of crops reduces or the quality of crops falls down. Again, we will see one table for plant diseases. First is citrus canker by bacteria through air. So citrus is all lime family, lemon family, which includes lime or lemon, sweet lime, orange. Understood? So this all comes in citrus family. Then rust of wheat, which is caused by fungus through air or seeds. Now, why seeds they have used? Because seeds could have been infected by fungus, and without that knowledge, these seeds were sown, and that's how these sort of diseases develop. The other one is yellow vein mosaic of bhindi. The other name of bhindi is okra. It is caused by virus, but through insect. You can see over here. You see those leaves? It's got mosaic.
Yes.
It's got patches, isn't it? That's why it is called as mosaic. Okay. Now, what does microorganism at times do? For example, you go to a party or a marriage ceremony, okay? And you don't feel okay, you come back home and you start vomiting. Has it happened any time to you people? Did it happen any time to you?
No.
That during marriage or any party, you come back home and you start vomiting after having food? Has it happened to you any time? then you have to be taken to a hospital. And what doctor says that it could be a food poisoning. Now, what actually is food poisoning? Because any food which we take inside our body, if it is not wanted by the body, there is a tendency of our system that it throws out of our body. If it is not wanted, if it is unwanted, undesired by the system, it throws out. There are two ways. One is vomiting and the other one is diarrhea. That is, it is egested out. Understood, beta?
Yes.
Understood? So there are two systems. The body will not keep it because that food is unwanted. Now, how this food is unwanted? This is actually the food that you have consumed, but it has already been spoiled by the function, by the action of microorganisms that you do not know. So the microorganism that was already growing on those food substances, what they start producing? They start producing toxic substances. They produce toxins. Now these substances which mixes with the food makes it poisonous. So what you had was actually a poisonous substances. It was not food, but poisonous substances released by microorganism in the process of spoiling of food. Understood now? So which causes, at times, it becomes so severe that you can fall ill, even it can cause to death. So it is very important now that whenever you eat food, it should be good food. It should not be spoiled. It can lead to a death as well as. Now the question arises. We cannot always cook food, yes? So we have to preserve food, isn't it? So what are the ways to preserve food? In chapter 1, I think we have talked about that the grains, before being stored, it has to be dried up, isn't it? It has to be sun-dried. And then we would store in silos and granaries. Remember? Remember, beta?
Yes.
Yes. But now we are going to talk about the cooked food. Now we are going to talk about the cooked food at home. Now, for example, you see bread. Now, 1 or 2 pieces of bread, we don't consume the whole packet of bread, isn't it? Sometimes 1 or 2 pieces lie, just like
Yes.
that. If it dries up, then it's no problem. But if it's not dried up, and if it is rainy season, you start getting patches of yellow, green, black, yellow, orange, some sort of patches you get on the bread. That means it is infected by microorganism, that is, it is attacked by fungus. So what it is doing? It is spoiling the bread, it is spoiling the food. After some time, they starts producing bad odor, bad smell. And if you do not know that it has already been spoiled, and you eat it at times, because it doesn't show, fungus show, but all the spoiled food don't show that there is a change in color. Okay, so when you eat it, it gives you a bad taste. So what actually is happening? Can you tell me? It is actually a chemical reaction. It is actually a chemical reaction which is taking place in the process of spoiling the food. Understood, beta? Even the
Excuse me,
mango
ma'am.
pickle. Remember, there's mango. Yes, 1 minute is remaining. Ma'am, 1 minute is remaining.
Okay.
Okay, your mama makes mango pickle? Yeah, your mama makes mango pickle?
Yes.
Hello? Your mama makes mango pickle, isn't
Yes.
it? In that also there is bacteria. But that is not harmful bacteria. That is beneficial bacteria. So that it becomes soft. Okay? So now next time we will, next session we will talk about the methods to preserve food in our homes. I hope you have understood it nicely, children. Children,
Yes,
have you
ma'am.
understood it nicely?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If at all you have any problems in the next lecture, Please ask me so. Okay?
Okay,
Have
ma'am.
a good day. Have
Okay,
a
ma'am.
good day. All of you have a good day.
Ma'am,
Okay,
any
ma'am. Ma'am,
doubt is
thank
there?
you.
Bye bye.